I'm Madeline from Sheen Slings, and this is how to use the KahuBaby Carrier on your front. So I'm going to get started by turning this carrier upside down and inside out, and then popping it on my waist, actually surprisingly high, like maybe right under my boobs or just slightly lower. And the reason for that is the waistband on this carrier is a bit different to a lot of other carriers. We don't bend it or fold it, and rather than baby sitting on top of the waistband, baby actually sits into the panel, so it sort of forms this really comfortable hammock around them. So I'm going to pop it on and get that nice and snug. Then I could be ready for my baby, but depending if they are a little bit smaller, I'm going to first of all maybe use this cinching strap to size down the panel. So if I've got a smaller baby, I might cinch this down all the way, or I could let it out depending on the length of my baby's legs. I'm going to start cinched and then I'll adjust as needed. So I'm going to now let all that hang, and I am ready for my baby. Here they are, and I'm going to start by just getting them comfortable on my chest and then lining them up so they're a comfortable carrying height. And you'll notice that you see their bottom hangs lower than the waistband, and how much lower will depend on how tall or short they are. So if I flip this up over their back, you can see the top of the carrier now sits in the back of their neck. If it was coming up too high, I'd need to set my baby a little bit lower relative to that warning label, so I need to get the waistband maybe a little bit higher. And then as I flip it up, you can see the panel has now got shorter, or if the panel is too short, I need to set them a little bit higher relative to that warning label. So use that warning label as like a landmark. So for my baby, I want them to sit around the middle, and this is probably about the size of a 4-month-old or so. For a newer baby, you're going to want them to sit almost completely overlapping that warning label so that the panel doesn't come too high. Then when I'm happy with where this is coming on my baby's neck, I'm going to pop one strap over my shoulder. I'm going to go behind me, find it, put it down, and then across, and bring it round to this strap and plug it in. So actually the Kahu will do up either crisscross like I'm doing it, or in the H or rucksack position. I'm going to show both. I'm just going to start with crisscross and then I'll show you the other one. But now I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to reach, pull down and across, and plug in. Once my baby is here, if I need to do any tightening, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do that by first of all supporting baby's weight, and then wiggling across anything that's loose to the tightening system. And I can either pull this one back, or I might find it much easier to pull this one forward. If I do find that much easier, I'm going to get used to when I take baby off, first loosening that so that there's some pull there, and then undoing, and just remembering to do that. And now I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to lift, wiggle anything loose across, and then pull this one forward. That one's already maxed out, so in that case I'm going to pull this one back. Now I'm going to check my baby is sitting comfortably and check the tightness of this. So I adjusted this all the way, and actually that's a little bit too tight for my baby, so I'm just going to let that out and check that the fabric sits behind the back of the knees and no further, and adjust as needed. And I can also check at the top. We have another little cinching strap here, so if this feels too baggy at the top, I can use the strap just to tighten up a little bit to make it less baggy. I don't want it to be like really tight, but just so it feels a little bit less gapey. And then this hood I can fix on one side if I want to. I could use it as a sunshade, but actually mostly I prefer not to reduce airflow around my baby's face, but use it on one side, or I can roll it up like this to make a little head pillow, and then I can secure the pillow in place using these and tighten as much as I need to. I can do it on both sides, or maybe just one side will be enough. So that's the cross straps. For anyone who prefers the H straps, bear with me. I'm going to start by undoing my straps and taking my baby out. So for cross straps, I had the straps undone and relatively loose. For H straps, I am going to, first of all, click these in on the same sides, on both sides. Perfect. I'm actually going to keep them relatively long for the time being because I can't do the strap up behind my back, so I prefer to do it up first. So I'm going to move this strap and set it to how I know the size of my, where I know I need it for the size of my back. If you don't know the size of your back at the moment, just have a guess and then get someone to help you and adjust it. We want it to sit kind of like a bra strap, or just above where a bra strap sits, right in the middle of your back, right underneath the base of your shoulder blades. And we want those two straps to run straight. So I've set my carrier up with that, all done up, and now I'm going to get my baby, and I'm going to again position my baby where I want them relative to the warning label, bring that up across the back of their neck, flip this interconnected strap over my head, and then stick my arms in, being careful to make sure that the padded bit stays above and the webbing bit goes below. And then I can tighten the carrier up as needed. This might take me a couple of little goes, particularly as I had it loose enough to flip over my head. There are other methods. Another way can be to have these not as tight, but also not done up, and then I have a separate video on 5 different ways of getting the pesky strap done up behind your back. So if you do find this method of carrying more comfortable, you can see now we've got a H across our back. If you do find this method of carrying more comfortable, do check out my video on 5 ways to get the pesky strap done up at your back. Although I find personally in this carrier the cross is far more comfortable for me, but everybody is different, so do try them both and see how you get on. If you have any questions about this carrier, or any, please do pop them in the comments below. And as ever, if this has been helpful, please do like, hit subscribe because it really does help me. And all the best. Bye.